Hello everybody, and welcome back to Northern Lights. Cody is still having a mixed experience at this fine school, college, university. How are we describing this? Because I don't know. It's fine. But are we doing the party thing? I think it's soon? Excitement? I like Aldrich and Davin. Get to spend time. I'm looking forward to it. To say I was glad the day was over would have been an understatement. I spent the next 2 hours in the library researching sculptures, passing the time until the party would start. I showed up a bit early to meet Aldrich and Devin, and so I took the opportunity to work on yet more thumbnails as I waited for them, leaning against the building. Leonard's class had by far given me the most work to do out of any in the first week. And, outside of math, I was grateful the rest of my classes weren't terribly taxing. Oh, well, he's shirtless. Okay, he looks good. It's, hey, Cody! The shepherd came bounding over, with his ever handsome grin, leaning against the bookstore wall next to me as Devin saunters over to join us. Aldrich's bare chest stares me in the face once more, had me quite bothered, reminded of my embarrassing moment in the fire watchtower. There was no denying how easily he could rile up attractions I'd been trying to keep at bay for years.
How have you been, Otter? Holding up okay?
Yeah, more or less. Hardest part has been remembering how to get to the right classrooms.
Honestly, this place feels like a maze sometimes. Does it help that so many sections of it are completely devoid of life? Well, what do you say we head right over to the quad? I don't know about you, but I'm dying for a beer.
The shepherd chuckled, and though the mention was the main factor giving me pause about going to the mixer in the first place, the workload given by Leonard was another prominent reason on the list. Despite myself, I put away my stuff and followed Aldrich's lead. We're gonna get drunk. Probably make a fool of ourselves. And then Leonard's gonna walk in and go like, this fool. I hope, very much so. When we arrived, the quad had been completely transformed, resembling a hastily assembled festival. Booths, a stage, colorful lights. Clearly the Student Activities Club went out of their way to make college life fun. The event was already heavily packed. No doubt the word of free fun was attractive to the majority of students, cash-scrapped students, with the majority of colleges, cash-strapped students, that's what that says. I got there. Aldrich quickly scoped out where the beer booth was, and hurried over, working his way through the crowd to grab 3 red cups, offering one to each of us. My paw began shaking, nervously reaching out to take the cup, staring down at the foamy drink. Aldrich, on the other hand, showed no hesitation to throw back the entire cup like he was dehydrated from a week in the desert. Isn't it, illegal to drink underage? Devin's ears perk up at my question, giving me a funny look as he took a bit more time with his drink, nursing it down in small sips.
Yeah, but so what?
Reasonable.
When that law passed, word got around the sheriff wasn't even going to enforce it, so it's whatever, man.
Looking down at the cup, I wonder if I should just get over myself and take a drink, or just keep holding it awkwardly for a bit until I found a chance to dump it on the grass without the shepherd noticing. No, we get drunk. Consequences be damned. Holding the red cup close to my face, I gave it a sniff, whiskers twitching. At least it's a weak, earthy smell. Oh, good. Hesitating for a few seconds, I start practicing hearing my father. Wait, I could practically hear my father's voice booming in my head and the snap of his belt. But he's not here anymore, Aldrich is. Relenting, I take a sip, immediately gagging a bit. I had to choke down the bitter and acrid booze, lest it come running up the side of my muzzle. The taste was foul, but if everyone else seems to be enjoying it, maybe it was something I could grow to like. No, that's just not true. I've never liked it. I can't do it, guys. It sucks. It sucks. I've never liked alcohol. Can't do it.
Don't worry about it. Everyone reacts that way the first time.
Devin might have caught my reaction like a hawk spotting a fish in the river. His head was bouncing a little, and as he started to get into the beat of the music. I forced myself to chug down the remainder of the cup of beer, wanting to get rid of the taste as quickly as possible. We followed Aldrich to the main hub of activities, stopping by the beer booth for a refill. I chugged this one down as fast as I could, while watching a crowd of students dancing practically hip to hip. Speaking of hips, the shepherds were already wagging back and forth under the music's influence. By the time we neared the edge of the dance, my head already felt a little fuzzy, a warmth settling in my cheeks. The beer might have been cheap, but it certainly seemed to be hitting me just fine.
Come along, Cody. Let's dance.
Oh. Aldrich grabbed my free paw, and I let the empty cup drop to the ground. That's littering! No! That's fine. Someone will pick it up, right? Leading me through the sea of students, we bumped into figures that knew how to dance, others that clearly couldn't, but wasn't discouraged from trying. Only letting my paw go when we were deep in the crowd, he started moving to the beat, somewhat erratically, bobbing his head to the music. It's only classically danced before. I've only classically danced before. I am getting there. I am piecing this puzzle together. The waltz, ballroom styles with slower, precise steps and expectations. But there seems to be no rules here. Or maybe just one. Move and have fun. Awkwardly stepping back and forth, side to side, I begin letting the night disrupting music fill me. The gentle buzz carrying me further away from restraint. Before I knew it, I was hopping about, not even caring whether my movements looked good. It was simply fun to be dancing. I occasionally giggled with delight whenever the shepherd and I bumped hips. Then the energy of the music changed, becoming slower, more intimate. The lights transitioning from bright yellow and blues to soft pinks and reds. These new hues bathed the partiers and invited them into an entirely different experience. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that looks loud on the levels here. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. There we go, guys. Oh, I was distracted for a second. Heavens knows why. The whole crowd of students followed suit, and the shepherd didn't even hesitate. Before I knew it, his hands were on my hips, his body pressed up against my backside. Aldrich's low growling was inaudible through the music, but I could feel it in my back, the rumbling of his chest. The shepherd's body slid one paw up the front of my shirt, stroking across my stomach, claws raking through fur. His other paw hooked a few fingers inside my pants, gripping on the curve of my hips and guiding my body into the music. We were moving together, getting lost in fluid and sensual movements, his paw still caressing my stomach, the other tenderly squeezing claws into my hips with every sway, every bump. His paws glided with tenderness over my curves, gasping as he moved a paw back, stroking the base of my tail. I let out a squeak of delight. I couldn't think of anything other than my desire to have this intimate form of expression with him last forever. Oh. Very good, very good. Aldrich kept finding and returning to spots on my body that elicited squeaks until he spun me around and pulled me against him even tighter. Instinctively, I wrapped my arms around him. Lost in the music and the haze of cheap beer, I let my paws wander, feeling over whatever they could reach, finding fingers tracing the ridges and valleys of his muscular back. Slowly working my way down, all the while we swayed, grinding into each other, I nuzzled into his bare chest as he nuzzled between my ears. There was no him or I in the moment. There was only us, one single entity, this completely in sync with the music, overflowing with electric, passionate energy. Paws feeling everywhere, skirting the blurred lines between passion and expression. Heart racing, mind clear of thoughts. As the music and the lighting picked up the pace again, lighting, yes, Aldrich and I separated, wordlessly returning to our individual dancing. And yet, the movement lingered in my mind. I kept stealing glances at him, smile fixed on my face. Now more than ever, it dawns on me that Aspen Hollow truly was a different world from New Orleans. A place to be yourself. Vincent and Leonard had been the only ones to ever give me any funny looks thus far. Everyone else just didn't seem to care. I could just be me, whoever that is. I wasn't sure for how long we danced, but eventually we grew exhausted and retreated, away from it all, rejoining Devon, with Aldrich greeting the three of us with more beer. It tasted far less bitter now, almost pleasant. I treated myself to a long sip before we all grabbed a seat, leaning against a tree.
Man, I needed this. Same here. I was looking forward to it, honestly. Remember how they kept talking about it during our senior year? Everyone going on and on about this legendary college rager.
I never been to anything like this. It's pretty fun though. Maybe college won't be so bad.
Having a rough go of it, also?
Also, yeah, okay. Oh. I like that expression on Aldrich. I find that one cute, okay? Pretty sure my art teacher is a racist and hates me, but it's not like I can do anything about it. Yo, I remember being in that situation. Shit was lit. That teacher would always give all the minority students extra work and judge them harder. it was very exciting. Figure it's my word against his, and he's got more time here than me.
Same here. It should be easy, but more of the same crap grade school was already teaching us. But it's been like a fog in your mind.
Devon's ears perk straight up at as Aldrich cuts him off, glancing over at the shepherd. Shepherd? Yep. Who promptly looks away, taking a sip of his cup.
That's a good way to put it. Hard to see what's ahead, and not in a good way.
Maybe we could have, maybe we just have to get used to college. Classes spread all over weird hours. No more rigid 8 hours no more rigid 8 to 3. Okay, cool. Sorry. We have to think different.
Maybe. Football tryouts are next week. That's probably all I need to get my head straight. Whatever it is, needs to hurry up and get away already. Got shit to learn. Hang in there, Dev. We're a pack, and we'll tackle it together. That includes you, Cody.
Aldrich smiles with that remark, making my heart race. The word "we're a pack" were now playing on loop in my head. I was part of their unit now. Okay. They would have my back whenever I needed it, as I would have theirs as well. It was almost midnight by the time we decided to leave the party, which was still going wild. By the looks of it, it was primed to go on until sunrise. Aldrich never really seemed to get drunk, at best, he seemed to have nothing more than a buzz, but Devon still seemed a bit overly drunk. Okay. Slumping into a passenger seat, throwing his arm over my shoulder in a carefree fashion, pulling me against his side. Maybe we should stay at my place tonight. Best not to go too far since you've been drinking. Eldrick yawns, stretching out his arms for a moment before climbing into the driver's seat, nodding in his head.
You're probably right.
So we set off into the late night hour, cruising away from college and back towards downtown, to the safe reprieve of my apartment after an exhausting night of partying. Watching the scenery roll by with the intensity of the music behind us and the energy boost of the party, and my buzz both fading, my mind wandered back to thoughts of class over the past 2 days. Would I even manage to pass Leonards? Is it Leonards or Leonards? I've been saying Leonards. Leonard? Leonard? How do I pronounce this, guys? I feel like I've been making a fool of myself, so I would like only a little bit of clarification. Please understand. If he was so dead set on screwing me over, heck, even algebra was giving me grief. I dreaded those lessons just for the headaches they caused. There was only one thing to do. One thing for it. Prove him wrong. You can do that. I believe in you, Cody. I'll do his essays. All 10 of them. He'll see. Upon arriving, Aldrich helped Devin up to the apartment. The Doberman stumbled every step and nearly fell over twice, obviously completely wasted. Oh. He looks pretty good, too. He looks alright. He's a sleek lad. Am I that easy, guys? Am I pathetic? Tell me in the comments. Devin pulled his shirt off, and my eyes immediately wandered in his direction. He wasn't as bulky as Aldrich. His physique was slimmer, yet still well-toned. Truly a striking figure of a Doberman. The dog didn't need any coaxing to lay down on the couch, using his shirt as a makeshift pillow. After pouring us 2 glasses of water, I sat at the table with Aldrich, the same one where we'd shared my cooking the first time, so soon after outing myself to him. I watched the shepherd as he stared out the window, tail thumping up and down. Oh, you put your shirt back on. Okay, I get it. That's fine. I'm not a little sad. I wasn't expecting that to continue. It's fine.
That dance really was something.
I've never really let loose that much before.
You've got some good moves, Cody.
Me? Nah. You're way better than me. Aldrich huffed a bit, taking a sip of his water, holding the cold glass to his forehead afterwards.
You gotta stop beating yourself up, Otter. It's okay to take a compliment, you know? You're a good dancer, and I couldn't ask for a better partner.
My heart skipped a beat, nervously looking away from him, trying to focus on the street below. I was pretty sure he meant it as a partner on the dance floor, but what if he meant something more? Was I reading too much into it? Well, you're a good teacher then. I was just following your lead.
Did you,
Aldrich suddenly seemed nervous, setting his drink back onto the table, the chair creaking as he shifts his weight, avoiding my gaze. Did I what?
You know, dance like that. Was it okay?
It felt right.
Really?
Aldrich's ears perked up at the response, excitement filling his voice, eyes fixated on me in anticipation of mine. You said that I don't have to be afraid anymore, and dancing like that with you. I wasn't just happy. I felt free. Liberated, even. The shepherd that tail's going. The shepherd leaned forward a bit, a big smile on his face as he soaked in every word. I don't know still if I made the right choice coming here, with the way art class of all things is going. Leaving Tobin and Liam behind in New Orleans, too. There's a lot that says I might have made the wrong choice. But what I do know, though, is that being here with you, Devin, and even Vincent, Going through all this new stuff together is turning the turning the move into the right choice. Aldrich looked flustered, hot in the face. He even reached a hand up to rub at the back of his head.
I'm glad you feel that way. Things just feel whole now that you're here.
Smiling, I sipped down the last of my water. Ears twitching, a lull in our conversation was broken by Devin's slow and steady snoring, looking like he was becoming one with the couch, with how much he'd sunk into the cushions.
Hope you're gonna be able to sleep with that chainsaw running on your couch.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. We should probably hit the hay as well, though. I have to open in the morning. You okay sharing a bed again? Oh. Okay. Aldrich stood from the table and pulled off his shirt, giving an excited nod of his head, that bushy tail of his wagging without end.
Thought you'd never ask.
As I moved towards the bed, hurriedly tugging off my shirt without hesitation, I crawled under the blankets, only this time I didn't bother trying to keep from pressing my back into him. I laid right near the middle of the bed, Aldrich pressing up against me. The shepherd wrapped his sturdy arms around me, holding me securely against his form, while nuzzling into a spare pillow.
Don't forget, Cody, that you don't need to conceal stuff. You'll find no judgment here.
Did that mean what I think it meant? Had he been waiting for this moment? Had he truly sniffed out the evidence of what cuddling with him in the Firewatch Tower had done? Held in his safety, liberated, and watched over by his protective aura, I drifted off to an easy sleep with a smile on my face. A strange smell made my nose wrinkle. It was woody and acrid. Eyes fluttering open, I took in my dark apartment. Aldrich had rolled over, but was still fast asleep next to me. Oh. I'm gonna end the part here, everyone, so I'll see you guys around.